Hello there and welcome to episode 9 of IndieCast. My name's Colin Byrne and I'm your host once again, and I'm going to be with you for the next 10 to 15 minutes exploring everything indie on the PlayStation Vita, because believe me, there is a lot of indie goodness on the PlayStation Vita. Some people even call it the indie machine. As I said, I'm Colin Byrne, and I'm not the only one in the studio today. I'm also joined by my cat, who you can't see if you're watching this on YouTube because she is sitting in the corner of this room. But unfortunately for her, I have shut my door. So if she wants to get out and go for a poo, she's going to have a bad time, I'm afraid. Hopefully she will keep quiet. But if you hear a little bell noise, you'll know what it is. It ain't me. I don't jingle. It's my cat. Anyway, right, hello, welcome to IndieCast, episode 9, part of the Heroes of Handheld Network. This week I've got quite a few news stories for you. There's been quite a few announcements over the past few weeks about upcoming indie games on the PlayStation Vita. And also I've been playing an indie game as well, which has been fantastic. So I'll let you know about that. I will give you a brief review of that. But let's start off with the news, shall we? And there's 4 news stories I want to talk about today. Firstly, before I get into the news, actually, I over in Europe, which is where I am, I'm in the UK, I turned on my Vita today, and I saw there's a new sale on the PlayStation Vita store. Now, that's what Sony are so good at. They always seem to have a new sale every week, so they are pretty awesome when it comes to that sort of thing. And for some strange reason, this week's sale seems to be Tomb Raider week, because every single Tomb Raider game from the PS1 Classics part of the store is on offer. In fact, Tomb Raider 1, the PS1 version, is only 99p. That's a bargain. And if you've got PlayStation Plus, it's 89p. So if you're in the UK and you've got a PlayStation Vita, pick that up. That's incredible. That's an incredible offer. And here's a secret for you. I have never ever played the original Tomb Raider games. Never. Not even shitting you. I've never played them. So I will be picking that up for 99p, and I'll let you know if that's any good in the next Heroes of Handheld podcast, which we will be recording next week. And what's weird about this sale is that it's got all these Tomb Raider games. At the bottom, there's Crash Bandicoot. Literally, there's only one Crash Bandicoot game on sale, and it's the original one. And here's another cheeky little secret for you. I loved Crash Bandicoot growing up on my PS1, but I never played the first one. I started on the third one, then played the second one, and then played Crash Team Racing and Crash Bash. I never played the first one, and from what I've heard from people who have played it, is that it's very hard. It's a very difficult game. It's not like the other ones. I'm just loading up my Vita now. You can see it here. Just loading up the sale on the UK store, the European store. As you can see, look, showing the people watching at home on YouTube. All the Tomb Raiders, as you can see, are all on offer. All of them. It's crazy. And then if I scroll to the bottom of this list, where is it? There it is. Randomly Crash Bandicoot for some reason. Sony are weird, but that's cool. So you can pick up Crash Bandicoot for £3.19 now, which does seem quite expensive. But apparently that's on offer, so yeah, go pick it up. But yes, as I said, 99p for the original Tomb Raider game. You'd be a fool not to pick that up. Anyway, on to the news now then. And as I said, there's a few new upcoming indie games have been announced. And firstly, coming to PS4 and PlayStation Vita is the indie game called Pavilion. Now, not much is known about this game so far. Apparently, according to the developer, it's going to be a 4th-person puzzling adventure set in a mysterious world without explanation. Now, I'm looking at some screenshots here. It looks very beautiful. It's like, the only way I can really describe it is that it looks like the sort of, if you played Temple Run on your iOS or Android, that sort of world, that jungly environment, it looks a bit like that. And basically, the developer explains that 4th person means the developer Henrik Flink, that's a cool name, Henrik Flink, and he's from VisionTrick Media. He said that basically the game throws you directly into its mysterious world without any text tutorials or beginning explanations. It is a puzzle game portrayed through exploration and audio-visual imagery. By interacting and observing, you gradually, bit by bit, learn things about both puzzling gameplay and the world itself. Apparently, players have no direct control of the main character, but must find different ways to guide, influence, or force him to explore the world. That sounds a bit like those, like Furmins. You know, when you have those little furry creatures and you've got to guide them to safety. It seems like it's that sort of idea, but instead of having little furry creatures, you're controlling a human in a weird, mystical world. But it looks very pretty. I'll put a screenshot of it up on the post on heroesofhandheld.com. So yeah, this is coming out in 2014. It's called Pavilion. No release date yet or pricing info, but yeah, it looks really nice. It looks, you know, I can see why this is a PS4 game as well. It does look very, very pretty. So yes, look forward to that. That is called Pavilion. So, what other news do we have? Let's have a gander, shall we? We have, well, you know, I was talking about the discounts on the PlayStation Network Vita European store. Well, you Americans haven't been left out because, as you probably know, you've got discounts as well, and it's on brand new indie titles. It's called the Annual Spring Fever PlayStation Store Sale. Spring Fever, I love that. It started on March the 4th, it's the 6th now. And the sale is going to span titles across PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and of course, most importantly, the PlayStation Vita. The discounts will end on March the 31st. And so far, what's been on offer is Awesome Naughts Assemble. That's on the PS4. And Master Reboot, which is on the PS3. So neither of those are Vita games, but let's see what we have for Vita, shall we? Let's scroll down. Here we go. March the 18th, SteamWorld Dig will be on sale. That's on the PlayStation Vita and PS4. It's going to be $7.99 with PS Plus, and that's $9.99 if you don't have PS Plus, and that's on the Vita as well as the PS4. And it's cross-buy compatible, so that's cool. And also Luft Trousers, that's going to be $7.99 as well if you have PS Plus, and $9.99 if you don't have PS Plus, and that's also cross-buy compatible. I have no idea what Luft Trousers is, but SteamWorld Dig is the game I spoke about last week, and basically you play as a robot who's a cowboy, and he digs to find stuff. And it does look quite cool. So yeah, check that out. That's March the 18th that goes on sale. And if anyone knows what Luft Trousers is, please email me. That's heroesofhandheld@gmail.com. But the most exciting game that's on offer during the Spring Fever sale, it happens on March the 25th. And that is, of course, Fez. Everyone loves Fez, apparently. I've never played Fez, but as far as I can tell, it's a 2.5D game, isn't it? Where it's 2D, and then it turns 3D as you jump up to different levels and stuff. So it's sort of 3D, 2D, looks very pretty, and a lot of people don't like the creator of Fez. It's something Fish was his name. He's a bit of an arsehole on Twitter, apparently. Or people were arseholes to him on Twitter. People are always arseholes on Twitter. So that game's going to be... so Fez is going to be $9.99 if you have PS Plus, and $12.99 if you do not have PS Plus. And that's going to be on the PS3, PS4, and the PS Vita. We spoke about this briefly in the last episode of Heroes of Handheld, so check that out. I'll put a link to that episode in the post for this episode of IndieCast. So yeah, some fantastic offers there. I mean, that's what Sony are renowned for, you know, offering fantastic deals to their loyal fan base. It's great. Right, so we have another indie game that's been announced for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita, and it's called Forma.8. Yes, Forma.8. And it's a MetroidVania indie game, and I'm not going to lie, I had no idea what MetroidVania meant until I searched it on Google. You know, when you put define semicolon MetroidVania, and apparently the web definition is a style of platform game with role-playing game elements and inventory items involving more exploration than a traditional linear platform game. That sounds exciting and cool. It sounds a bit like Terraria. That's probably what Terraria was classed as. But anyway, this game, so it's been developed by indie developer MixedBag, and it was announced on the 28th of February, so last week. It's going to be a sci-fi adventure, and it looks really cool. The co-founder of MixedBag, Mario Finelli, he said that Forma 8 is an action-adventure game and our own personal take on the classic Metroidvania formula. And he also said, we started working on Forma.8 more than 2 years ago, beginning with a little gameplay concept centered on an experimental control system for touch devices. And from there it's evolved into an adventure of epic proportions. And apparently you start with no powers, no weapons, and no hint of what to do and where to go. This seems to be a common theme with indie games now. They sort of like throw you in a world and you have to learn the ins and outs of the environment and the gameplay yourself, which I guess is either a really cool idea or it basically just says that the developers are lazy. So yeah, make of that what you will. And they said, according to this article, they asked the co-founder if they're going to release a demo for it. He said they would love to release a demo if possible, and apparently the game is coming later this year. So that's all the info we have. I hope there is a demo, because I know on the Xbox One they've stopped doing demos apparently, which I think is stupid. Because aren't demos a way of getting people in to buy your game? I don't really understand why they've taken demos off. Maybe it's because all the games on Xbox One are crap. So yes, so look forward to that. That game is going to be called Forma 8. That's quite an odd name, but hey ho, let's go. And I've got one last bit of news here. Another indie game that's coming to the PlayStation Vita, and it's called Swapper. Yep, that is simply... Oh no, actually it's The Swapper. So yes. Right, if this article will load, I will be able to discuss it more. And it's coming to the PS3 and PS4 and the Vita in May. More information on this game. It's been developed by FacePalm Games, a small independent developer based in Helsinki, Finland. All the best developers seem to come from Scandinavia, don't they? It's great. And now Curve Studios is helping to port the game to Sony consoles. The Swapper was released back in May 2013 for PC. Sorry, because it praised by... That article's not written very well. And because it was praised by critics, and it was praised by critics for its unique visuals and atmospheric style with innovative take on puzzles. So another puzzle game. It looks pretty cool. Again, some awesome looking screenshots as well. You're like a spaceman in it looks like a scene from the film Alien, in a cavey environment. It looks pretty awesome. But yeah, it's available on PC at the moment, so if you can't wait for it to be released on the Vita in May, why not go on the PC and play it? And I was going to mention that at the beginning of the show, but I completely forgot. I downloaded Steam on my laptop for the first time. I've never used Steam before. I've never played it. Or not played it. I've never used Steam. I've never played games on my PC laptop before. But I downloaded Steam and I wanted to play that game, The Stanley Parable, which everyone is going on about. Apparently it's an amazing indie game on the PC, and I played it. I played the demo for it, and it is fantastic. If you haven't played The Stanley Parable yet, go and check it out, because it's one of the funniest, craziest, and weirdest games ever. It reminded me a bit of Portal, how that's sort of a tongue-in-cheek sort of thing. It takes the mickey quite a bit out of the player, and it takes the mickey out of gaming in general, which is quite funny. So yeah, definitely check that out, Stanley Parable, if you have Steam. I'm hoping that will come to the Vita at some point. I mean, most indie games do, so we look forward to that. So we've got 3 interesting games coming to the Vita this year, and they are Pavilion, The Swapper, and Forma.8. And every week there's always new games announced, so keep checking heroesofhandheld.com, and we will let you know the latest releases. And finally, I just wanted to briefly talk about a game I've been playing lately. It's £1.99 on the European PlayStation Store, and it's called Gunslugs. And I did some research into this game because I'd never heard of it before, and apparently you can play it on pretty much every single console known to man. Any portable device you can play it on. You can obviously Vita. It's available on the BlackBerry, for God's sake. This game's available on BlackBerry. It's available on Google Play, App Store, and apparently it's also available on the Ouya. I mean, who has an Ouya? But it's not available on the PC or Mac yet, or Chrome OS, but it's going to be coming to those platforms soon. So it's one of those games that's on every single platform, a bit like The Walking Dead now. And I've been playing it, and it is a lot of fun. As I said, it's called Gunslugs. Basically, you choose your character, and basically the aim of the game is you're just shooting constantly, killing all these bad guys, picking up coins and life, because the more you shoot, the less ammo you get. So you have to keep picking up ammo, and you keep having to pick up life, because if you die, there's no restarting. You start right at the beginning. You don't get any continues, nothing like that. All your progress is gone, and you start from the beginning. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot different to the games I've normally played. You have to destroy robots, you can get in things, and it's very tongue-in-cheek as well. There's some weird bits, like extra levels, like where you can jump into a painting and start running in a painting and killing things in the painting. It's really weird. It's an 8-bit style. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy playing it. It's very addictive as well. Very cheap as well, so definitely check it out. If you haven't played it already, why not check it out? Gunslugs, fantastic. Shoot and loot, running along shooting constantly, killing robots, killing weird little army men in jungles and in labs, in abandoned warehouses. It is fantastic. So definitely check that out. That is called Gunslugs. And I think that's pretty much all we've got time for, and I've just ripped out my headphone from my ear. Literally, that's probably one of everyone's biggest hate. You know, when you're in the zone listening to your music, you're in the zone listening to your podcasts or whatever, and then suddenly your headphone gets ripped out of your ear and you're like, what the hell's happening? Oh, it's horrible. Ow. Anyway, stress over. My ear is fine. Right, looking down at my cat. She is curled up asleep, thinking, what the hell am I talking about? And who am I talking to? Anyway, right, so that's all I've got time for this week on IndieCast episode 9. Don't forget, check out the website, heroesofhandheld.com. You can check us out on YouTube, just search Heroes of Handheld, one word, at Handheld Podcast on Twitter. Email us, heroesofhandheld@gmail.com. Yeah, get in contact, we'd love to hear from you. And in 2 weeks' time, and until Heroes of Handheld next week, enjoy playing your Vita and your indie games. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye!